Alright, guys and gals, hello and welcome to Sunday Live. Got a deer bedded right in front of me here. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys had a great week. We have been in another very rainy season here. I don't know what's going on this week. Looks like it's going to be better, but I just hope the humidity dies down. Man, oh man, at least that, or give us a breeze. It's been rough. That's good. Okay, just want to make sure my phone's charging here. We've got a week. This week we're going to be cutting, I think, cutting pretty heavy. I've run through, I think, about 90% of the poles that we brought down. It ended up making somewhere around 3 full cord. I actually made it and delivered it, and I just brought another load down yesterday in between the raindrops. And then I made that up. Then I got half the kit done on the tractor. We got it spaced out now. Yeah. Spaced out 8 inches in the rear. I think 4 or 5 in the front. What else did I get? Oh, I got the cutting edge on the bucket. And then I started doing the front hydraulic lines for the grapple. So I do plan on getting a grapple, not now, just down the road. After some more finances come in. I want to get $10,000 in my account for this winter. Once I get to the $10,000 mark, I'll start upgrading, and I'll start not really splurging, but getting the newer things for this tractor. But the biggest thing is to make sure that I can pay my insurance, I can pay the tractor bill, I can pay for the truck, the dump truck insurance, and that's all in all, it's about $1,200 a month. Now that we got bills, we have needs as far as that goes. So if I can get $10,000 in there, and then if like last year happened, being my first year doing this, when November 1st hit, as soon as I got out of Lake Placid, I basically dried up. My work dried up. We had a couple, I think 3 or 4 snowstorms that I was able to do some cleanup work for people and this, that, and the other thing. But from November till around February, it was rough times. So I'm trying to get, if I can get to 10,000, I think right now we're sitting about $4,500 to $5,000 in the business account right now, which isn't anything really to shake a stick at as far as that goes, because $1,200 gets eaten out every month. So even though we're at that number on the 20th, so in 6 days, another $1,200 is coming out of that account. So we got a constant bleed that we just got to keep nursing back to life. So that's kind of what's going on. Oh man, RC Fun, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Oh man, I can't pronounce your Joag Ukamara. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Nice to see you again, buddy. Nice to see you again. I'm doing good, RC Fun. I'm doing good. How are you doing? We've had a rough week here, but yeah. Yeah. The beginning of the week, we had John Deere come out. What was it? John Deere came out, and they're supporting this LGBTQT, whatever the heck you want to call it, and the grooming of children. That was exposed. And I went up to John Deere yesterday because the rest of my parts came in for the tractor. I've got a pile of them, and I told them, I say, if I would have waited one more week to not buy this tractor, I said I would have had a blue tractor in the yard. That was it still kind of makes me mad. Well, no, it still makes me mad. I talked to the dealers, and they are fuming about it. We might be in a blue state, but we bleed red up here, and they are just besides themselves. They don't even know what, I mean, the salesman I talked to, he didn't have words. And then the parts department guys were waiting to hear, because they said that they have lost so much business in the past week that it's not even funny. I can only imagine the farmers out there and the contractors, everybody else. I can only imagine this is going to be devastating to John Deere, just like it was to Tractor Supply, Bud Light, and all the other businesses that think politics have something to do with a tractor or an alcohol or a farming store. I mean, what the heck? Where do politics have anything to do with that? And then you guys know about last night. Done a lot of praying. Done a whole lot of praying for the families involved with that shooting down in Pennsylvania. And that's what kind of ticks me the most. Yes, Donald Trump was hit, in the ear, which, be praying for a speedy recovery for the man. But what about the families of the gentleman that was shot and killed in the process of being in the crossfire? And then supposedly there's other individuals that were struck or hit or maimed or whatever. That's one thing that kind of blew me away. And last night was the first time that I ever used the Twitter or X platform or whatever, and I liked it because it was not what you would get on the media talking about Trump falling and Secret Service the media so strung with lies. And then you go on to X and you see real footage, you see exactly what happened, you see the repercussions of it, you see the aftermath. There is no big head talking to you about what they're told to tell you. It's all laid out in front of you. This is what happened. This is what the shooter looked like. We got views of the shooter, and for some reason, the 90-pound bag of meat left on that roof looks nothing like it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's sad that we've gone this far. But nonetheless, prayers out there for everybody that's involved, any family members, anything like that. It's been a good week for me personally here, but as far as the week, it's been a rough one. see. Man, where did my chat go? Man. Chat filter, top messages. How about live chat? There we go. Alright, there we go. Hi, nice wishes from Germany. How are you? Nice to see. Me too. Everything is going well. Good stuff, buddy. Let me go take a walk now that we got a little bit of... Yeah, we got a little bit of battery here. Is this working? I didn't even think about that. I really hope this is... Oh, I'm being able to talk here. Let me know, RC, if you're still here, buddy. I had my Bluetooth set to my truck, so I don't know if the mic was working. I sadly can't stay for long. I have to take some of my dog. Oh no, no problem, buddy. No problem. Happy to have you. Give you guys a little update here. This is the mud situation. It's really not gotten any better, but you can see where we added all the clay, all the bone and everything. The tractor tires really aren't doing too much. And then we kind of ran out of it here, and you can see what the wood yard would look like had it not been for all that clay and everything else that we had put in here. The horse flies are still out here like mad. We've got another deer or something. Yep. Oh wait, is that a coyote? Something big. Be a bear. See if we can see it. Went right over here into the trees. I just took my frickin' gun off and stuck it inside. But we did just buy a marketplace deal here. Transfer tank, 55 gallon. Came with a pump and all that. And that I do plan on, I plan on shoving it in this hole. I've got everything pulled out now. I've got to get a flat shovel in here and get everything else shoveled out. And then I want to put a roof over it. I'm going to lock everything up, but I want to keep my transfer tank here with cameras and whatnot. I haven't had too many people bother me coming in here, but you guys can see I didn't put very much in here. You can kind of see the difference from out there to in here, and all this came from in here. I dug all this out this week. This was all a hill, right? You can kind of see where the gray block is. That was where the hill went up underneath. And now I've got it so all the trash is going into this hole. I scoop it up. I've got the chips going over here. Chips going over there, and trash. I don't know where I'm putting it, to be honest with you. But this is some of the blocks here. There's more of the blocks there. A little bit of garbage in here. But we got the cubby all dug out here. So I'm going to be putting a roof over this. And having my sharpener you know, right on this wall. I can sharpen everything up. Have my transfer tank over here. Have a little shop area, basically. It kind of sucks because I know firewood and all that will be getting put in here. But if I keep the door to this side, I should be able to at least scuff it back. But yeah, I just made this up yesterday, the day before, one of them days. I lose track of times now, but I think last week we had wood all down through here, about up to where that other column is. But I had 5 or 6 full cords go out this week, so it's been kind of hectic. What up, Todd? How you doing, buddy? Glad you found me. I have to go see you, Bubba. Thank you for coming in. So yeah, we've got the new bar, new chain, and it is night and day difference again. Like I said, this is the old carbide chain. This is the carbide tipped. This was that I don't even know, carbide glazed or something like that. You can kind of still see it there, what's left of it. But like I said, it ended up leaving me hairy wood, which I don't really know how to how to make that sound any better than just calling it hairy wood. But it was nothing but fiber. Like let me see if we can do that piece there. You see all that fiber and everything else. And then when I got to that carbide chain, right back to nice smooth cuts, you know, like chattered cuts. But nonetheless, as soon as I got that off, see it all there? So the problem with that chain was it was two different things. You know, it had that carbide stuff on it, right? And then where there would be a actually I could show you right here. You see, it also was skip tooth. So there's 3 teeth there. There's only 2 teeth in the picture. So I had 2 things going for me, and neither one of them was beneficial at all. So it's good. It's good to know. The price of the chain I think was like 28 bucks. So it was $10 more than just regular Oregon chain. And the full carbide tip chains, what are they? They are, I think they're $58. And you really can't argue with the results. I mean, the chip sizes are freaking massive. They are massive for a 325. I mean, you know, that's beautiful compared to just, you know, what the other one was spitting out, which I don't even know if I can find it. No, it's on the ground here somewhere, but yeah. So we finally have a spot that I'm dumping the chips. That way people that want a bucket load or something like that, I can just scoop from there. Like I said, I got to get more crap in here, material, because this just doesn't dry out any. You can see the deer are all up in here. And that's what I got left. This was, I think it was out, yeah, I was out to about here, because I remember grabbing onto that and I broke it in half with the forks. So that right there, from there back, about 4 foot tall, was three or four log decks worth of wood. And that was 2 deliveries. I'm sorry, two dumps with a dump truck. So, but I am hoping. I went up on the hill with a new tractor last week, and I ended up pulling out just about everything off the top for hardwoods. Which, like I said, I've been out straight. That's why the content's kind of slowed down again, which I do apologize about. Half the time I either don't have the GoPros, or the GoPros I have, the batteries are in the dump truck, and the dump truck's been staying down here. So it's just not worked out when I'm busy like that. So we'll get it figured out as time allows. Try to get rid of some of these black flies, deer flies. What are you doing? Get out of here. Get some AC going again here. That word is coated. Yeah, what did I call it? Impregnated or something like that? Coated. Yeah, that was the word. The word of the day. I don't know. That would kind of you'd almost be doing a disservice by saying it's easier starting. Yeah, it'll flash up, but you know the strands are only half an inch or so, so you'll get a quick flash, and then it'll go out. There's not enough strand there to sell it as such, you know. Oh, I missed things. Doing better than I deserve. Coated. Yeah, that was what it was. I think that being a hydraulic drive, that could really lower the rake. Well, you can. The problem with that, and I have tested that theory, is it chatters. It chatters a lot, and chatter equals bar movement on this machine. Because steel bars seem to fit good, Husky bars don't. The first bar that I went with was a Husky bar, and I ended up having to cut about a ½ inch off the back of it in order to get it to fit. So when you get chatter, the bar would loosen and go up, and it would actually strike the cover. So I was constantly fighting dirty wood, and then the bar would strike the cover, so that's hitting metal with the chain. So it was a negative. Now with the steel chain, steel bar, because it's still 81 driver length, which is steel, which would be steel for a 20-inch bar. I think it's 83 or 84 for Husky. Maybe not. I don't remember. I'd have to. I don't deal with 20-inch bars much. Where were we? Oh, as far as filing the rakers down. The other thing that happens with this machine, it has chain speed. It doesn't have enough chain speed where if you have the rakers too low, it will also grab the wood and twist it on you. So if you got anything smaller than a 6-inch piece and you're down to the last 3 foot of log, it'll grab and suck it through, you know. So you need a little bit. It's not the fastest machine by any means, cutting wise. The best. It's hard saying, you know. I can't keep a sharp chain on it. because of the wood and the way the wood comes off the hill. It's dirty wood. Um, so for the most part, I think I'm gonna have to use the carbide tip stuff, which took me a little while to get used to, because it does cut slower. It cuts slower. But it doesn't get slower, if that makes any sense. It cuts the same whether you're cutting dirty, rocky, nasty wood or you're cutting green. Just green, beautiful. So, you get into my org. I mean, I got 15 chains for the thing, but I haven't had to use one in the past month and a half. I haven't had to sharpen a chain, and I've been cutting some nasty wood. I mean, this last month we've gotten more rain. We came out of a dry spell. We were looking for the rain, and now we can't get out of it. So oh, sorry, I'm missing stuff. Don't worry about content. You're not BBR. You are your own man. Well, that's 100% true. But the thing that stinks about it, like I said, is that I don't want to bore people. I mean, I did what I do. I did 2 chords to Peaburg, chord to. I did 8 full chords this week, delivery wise, and I think I cut and split 10 now. I mean, Wednesday or Thursday this week, I had 6 chords cut and split green, and I ended up selling 8. So I came back in Friday. I don't remember what day. It doesn't really matter. And I ended up cutting just about everything else. There might be a quarter of a table left there. Nonetheless, I need more wood. I'm getting more orders. And like I said, I'm worried. I'm worried. I don't want to be producing content that nobody wants to watch. And if me using the processor is boring, and I know it gets repetitious, unless there are people out there that are interested maybe buying one, then they'll binge watch like I do. So I don't know how to put spins on things when I basically have to do the same thing. I love what I do. And you kind of have to have that passion in order to watch it every week. And, I don't get that return on views. So if it's not popping content, and I know I can make it pop, I just don't know how to do it. I'm not good at it. I watch the Morgans. I watch a lot of them. The only people I don't really watch too much is like Back 40. The people that put their wives out there in skimpy stuff and get the views from that, I don't support them. I like Shibe in the Woodyard. There's a lot of them. I can't even think of them now. I look at my subscription bar, and that's who I kind of watch without even thinking of names. Not trying to name drop. I'm just like Buck and Billy Ray. He is the perfect person to do what he does. It's almost at a pin drop. Every 1 to 3 months, he's gonna do a video on how to sharpen a chainsaw and figure out how to put a new spin on it. Or he's very animated and a knowledgeable man. I've watched Buckin for forever, since he had no subscribers. I remember hearing about him from Logger Wade. back when we went back and forth there, and I remember he used to. That's actually where I got reading the subscribers' names from the week before, because I remember when Buckin read my name off in a Sunday live stream, and I enjoyed that. So that's, he's a good showman. Um, 84 driver links is normal for steel. Well, like I said, this is different. This is 81 driver links on a steel bar, and on a Husky bar, I had to cut the Husky bar down in order to get it to fit on this and bring it to an 81 driver length. So perhaps on a chainsaw, like I said, I don't know. I don't have any chainsaws with a 20-inch bar. They're just too small for me. Especially in the steel category, I don't know. I do know that my both my Husky and actually I might even have them in here. I do. They're in the bottom though. I think, I hate to sound dumb, but I haven't ordered chains in a while, or even looked. I think one's 91 and 93 or something like that for the steel. Yeah. Steel. Yeah, steel. And then Husky is two driver links more for my 372 versus my 500i. Some guy saw shop. Hey man, how you doing, Bubba? I've seen you in a while. And 72 is normal for both. On 20, yeah, it might be on a chainsaw or something like that. Carbide is slow cutting but doesn't dull. True and false. It does dull. I can prove that now. But it took a while. Don't get me wrong. Don't worry about boring. Don't worry about boring folks. It's their problem. I just like that personal feeling that this channel gives. Well, I appreciate that, Todd, and I hope that comes across. I don't ever want to I don't want to name drop or anything like that. I've watched a lot of people, and even some of the people that I've named, their channels have changed over the years. And I mean, my channel is going to change. My channel just had a huge change, going from a 3000 series tractor to a 4. There's a lot of people here that were here specifically for the 3038E, which is an amazing tractor. And to be honest with you, down the road, I could see myself getting another one. That thing had been beat and punished and so much more that you guys hadn't seen on camera. That was a wonderful little tractor, and it was a little tractor. But it did everything that I ever asked it to and more. And I've had that thing since 2018. So 6 years of abuse. 6 years of absolute abuse. And all I did was change the oil. I think I did the hydraulic fluid once on it. And not even very much diesel. That is a great tractor. That was a great tractor. Speaking of driver link numbers, I've got an organ bar on my Echo that says 70 driver length. Okay. I don't know if Echo would follow the Husky way, the steel way, or I think my Echo, I've got a steel bar on my Echo 2511T. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess it all depends on what gauge chain you're on it too, right? Because like the process is 325, which makes sense for the amount of teeth, right? Uh, um, some guys shot. Yeah, well, I go through that in waves. I do the. I actually I can't. There is nothing. I have absolutely no issues with bucking. I love bucking. Great guy, great entertainer, and I think everybody has their, how do you put it, axe to grind or something like that. I can honestly tell you, I love 1970s trucks. I love the look of them. I love everything about it. I had two of them. And I still got the one, and then I got the old 80s here. And down the road, I want one, right? So when Buckin showed his brand new F-150, or talked about getting one, I am so happy for the man. I am so glad for the man. The thing is he had kind of a podium thing years back, and it could have been. He says he never wanted a new truck. The old trucks were the way. Blah 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 blah. And he had everybody kind of on that thing, even before with the chainsaws, where all he was running is McCullough this, McCullough that. He got into the Huskies and this is great, don't need the fuel injected, blah, blah, blah. And then he got the fuel injected and, oh, this is better. Oh, I don't know. I guess that episode that he got his brand new truck in is the last one that I've watched. And it's not because I don't want to see what's going on with the man. It's just because I felt like he was turning another page in the book, and I still wanted the old. So, I hope that's not how people feel with this by any means, especially with buying the new tractor. Because, like I said, I mean that older tractor, it was perfect. The things that were wrong with it were what I've told everybody in the review that I did on owning that tractor over the years. It did turtle speed going down the road, which I basically go 5 miles to work. I didn't with that one because that one was staying here. I do 10 to 15 miles a day on my new one, up and down the road, because I've got to go up the road to get the logs. I got to bring the logs down here. Then I've got to unload them. I've got to move them, this, that. The other one might have done 8 miles an hour. This one does 19, 20. It's night and day difference. It's got steering brakes, standard transmission, and ag tires. That's all I cared about. Whether it was green, purple, pink, don't care. They got the price where I wanted it. They gave me more than anybody else was willing to give. So that's why I did it. So I hope that this tractor can stay with me for many years. I do have a couple things that I'm going to do to it. As soon as the warranty is up, it's getting deleted. I'm having none of this EGR garbage. That you can hold me to it. If I still have this tractor, it will not have the government garbage in it no more. But it does have a 6-year bumper to bumper, 3-year this, that. So it's going to take a little while, but I still do have it on my my bookmark tab on the company that'll send me the stuff to plug into the computer, get rid of that crap. So I'm sorry, I'm going way too deep into these things, and I'm still stuck. But it takes 69 driver links. You can run, yeah. Yeah, you can do that if you're trying to. I have never gotten a chain to a point where I could actually take one link out before I am past the wear bar. Weird. I hate 20-inch bars though. Yeah, everybody here runs them. I like the longer bar to stand up and buck. Buckin's got it right when he said it. I was speaking 3/8 and not 3/2. Yeah, that's what I was kind of going at with the thinking about 20-inch versus 28-inch. One being 81 driver length, one being 91, 93, blah blah blah. It didn't make sense in my head either. But yeah, it's the gauge, right? 91. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Hopefully, I didn't. Well, it does dull, but not like regular. Correct. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to shoot you down like that by any means. Everything gets dull. Don't worry about that. Yes. Um, every channel changes some over the years. My channel has had to have changed. My attitude has had to have changed. Everything is, like I said, from November, December, January, February, I was making no money. You know, I was selling everything. I mean, I went from having well over 100 chainsaws in my shed, well over 100 chainsaws, to now I might have 20, and I've been buying 372s. So I mean, I liquidated a lot of my inventory when it comes to that stuff, just to make the payments, just to keep my insurance going for the business. You know, I was I was sinking. I was sinking, and now I'm looking out at everything and how green it is. You know, I can breathe. I've got money in the bank. I've got a outlook on what I need for this winter to get me through to next spring to start doing firewood orders then. And when we get into the fall, I have a pretty good idea that things are going to get crazy as well. So it's hard. It really is hard thinking I have to make so much money on top of what I need to make to keep my family going, obviously. And now I've got a payment on a tractor that if I miss, you know, nobody's bailing me out. I'll be having to go work for the man somewhere. So, you know, there's a lot of it, a lot of it. Some guys, my Echo's 50cc though. Those smaller John Deere's are unkillable. Absolutely, they are. It was an amazing machine, man. I remember those phases of his. Yeah, or phrases. Yes. Uh, oh, good. We're almost there. I couldn't live without split brakes. Uh, oh, absolutely, man. Skidding wood is a dream now. I mean, 90% of the time on that 30, the front tires were off the ground. You know, everybody was telling me to put weight on it and everything. You got to maneuver around the woods, you know. If you've got logs on the front, you ain't going to cut logs 4 foot. That way they're narrow enough to sneak through the trees and whatnot. You're not going to have much weight on there, right? So this one this one will hold its own, and it'll dig to China before it actually stops. If it's, I mean, I've already had it maxed out on white and red oak logs. Well, white and red oak trees. I had 4 or 5, uh, whatever, 60+ foot trees on the back of it. Um, and the thing dug itself right to China. So I had to freaking relax. I had to take one of the chains. Of course, I was pulling uphill too, make it sound even better. But it's the God's honest truth. I could show you the ruts. But Yeah, I took one of the chains off, and it pulled itself to the landing, pretty much wheeling it the whole time. But you could actually steer. Now it's night and day, night and day. Yeah, the EGR, absolutely, man, absolutely, it's gone. My channel's changed in the 8 months I've been around. Well, absolutely has, man. Absolutely, and that's the thing, you know. I mean, when people are on the bottom struggling on YouTube, you see you see a bit of a resilient, whatever. It's easier to relate, I guess. You know, I'll throw a name out there. I will right now, um, because I just watched another one of their videos and it was good. It was really good. It was polished. It was way polished. But Sea Boys, it's just a six. Sea Boys, and it's just a six. I almost bought a couple Mustangs from It's Just a Six channel, but both them channels I remember watching from nothing. They had nothing. I love them channels, and I watched them and watched them and watched them and then all of a sudden something changed. They weren't struggling. It was all sponsored and this, that, and the other. And I was like, yeah. It almost felt like watching TV with the ads, you know. And it wasn't. It wasn't that the whole video was it. It was that the whole video had a feeling to it of it, and that's just what kind of loses me. And I hope with the sponsored videos that I make, they don't. But I mean, just doing the moisture tester, I mean, that's something that I use every day. And when it was under $8 or whatever it was on Amazon with the discount they gave me, just about anybody that actually used Firewood or could afford to use it. That's kind of why I did it. But I don't know. I really hope that we can find a balance. I think In the Woodyard has found a balance where he puts in the beginning of the video that this is going to be sponsored, blah, 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 blah. And I think he's making the videos more of a commercial, and then he's uploading regular content. So if you don't want to watch the sponsored blah, 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 you could just watch the video of the day, which I like that idea a lot. That way, you know, you get the product to use it, blah, blah, blah. You give them a little piece of the action, and you just go about your normal every day. Like I'm hoping honestly here that one of them solar generators will say, hey, you know, would you like to try this solar generator? Because I would really like to try one here, because I don't have power. I do have water, but I would like to see if I couldn't do lights and a welder off one of these solar generators. And I don't feel like going out and spending $500-600 on one. So if they feel like frickin' sending me one to try or use for a little while, I'd be more than happy to frickin' take it and use it. Especially if I could run a frickin' welder. I mean, like I think it was Wrangler Star just got one from EcoFlow Blue Eddy or something like that, and they're coming out with like 220 volts or 240 or something else. So that would be freaking awesome. Break something, I'd be able to bring it over, and that would be cool. I love my, oh, come on. I'm glad you're doing well. Well, thank you, buddy. I'm hoping. I've been praying for you, Toddy. I hope you're doing better too, buddy. I love my Boss's 90 era 400 series. We also played with the hydraulics, so it would, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely do that with mine. Mine kind of embarrassed me a little bit yesterday with an elm tree. I think it was probably 10 inches, maybe 8. But man, oh man, did that thing have a root system on it. Wah. But yeah, it was able to pick the rear tires off just a little bit. You know, it definitely could have used some more pep, but I ended up getting it out. But it was a little bit more work than I was expecting it to be. That's for sure. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the planets to align so that you'll be able to see who I am. Well, you're a little bit far for a meet and greet, like at a freaking. Unless I go to like a Bunyan or something down, but then you'd be having to come as far as I. Well, I know I got a buddy that I actually met a night or two after my wedding on my Discord channel. I've known him as long as I've been married to my wife. Uh, Frig, what was I? 18? So yeah, 15 years. And back in March, April, something like that this year, he wanted me to go down. He's down in North Carolina, and he wanted me to go down and do some tree work for him. He's got a pile of trees and blah, but it ended up not working out. I don't fly, and I wouldn't be comfortable trying to put my chainsaws on a plane and all that. So I was going to rent a car, and right around the time that I was looking to start doing it, business with the wood started picking up. So it just didn't work out this year. So we're hoping maybe next year or something like that I could go down and do some of his tree work if he doesn't get it done sooner. But yeah, we'll figure it out down the road. Video, of course. Well, a meet and greet would be awesome too. I'd love to get out and, well, no, I wouldn't. But I would love to meet you guys. I'm not much of a I'm not a crowd person. You know, the logging shows is about all I do when it comes to crowds and whatnot. But if I could figure out a way to go down to Bunyan or any of these other logging shows, like I would have to have somebody drive me. I just don't do driving well anymore. I get so bored. I like where you put your Velcro patch in your truck. That's good. Oh, this guy? Oh, I found that on the side of the road. Well, thank you. Yeah, it sticks. Not super well, but it sticks. Our 3038R is kind of embarrassing. The front PTO is kind of weak. Well, at least you got a front PTO, man. That's handy. Freaking put a snowblower up there, a broom or something like that. Add another $5 to $8 grand for me to get a what is that, a PTO driven pump off the back, and then you got to use like a drive line or hoses to the front in order for me to get a front mounted snowblower on it. I couldn't imagine trying to get my saws with me on a plane. Oh yeah, I would definitely have to take the bars and chains and dogs off, I'm sure, but yeah, I would just be more worried that I'd get lost. That, and I don't ever want to have to deal with TSA. I'm freaking, I ain't big on that. That's awesome. I had a flag tacked up as a headliner. That's what I'm doing with the Ford. I've got half the headliner ripped out. I just haven't had the time. I've got half of it ripped out. I've actually got the flag. I've got the 3M spray and all that I'm going to do the top in and then stick the flag up and put a headliner in it. But I just don't have the time. I wanted to do that June. It was June 10th. I picked it up. It was my son's birthday. We were out in town, and we were going to the fun zone for the kids, like a big arcade with mini putt and bumper cars and this, that. But I remember I went over to Walmart and grabbed one of them non-embroidered flags, just the fabric. So I figured that it would stick to the 3M better because the dump truck needs a headliner in it. That's a cool BDU patch for something on the side of the road. Well, yeah. I mean, some people would have a problem with it. You know, it's not red, white, and blue. But I don't know. There's a lot of that. A lot of that I'm seeing. A lot more of it came from Wrangler Star, talking about the blue line flags, green line flags, red line flags, all this. What do they call that? Starts with a D. Not the I forgot what the heck you call it. Not deformation. I don't know, desecration of the flag or something like that. Changing what the flag actually stands for. A lot of people have that. Wait, Fun Zone. Where are you, man? There's one I do work for. I'm up upstate New York. We got a 4-foot front facing snowblower. It's the best thing ever. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. This snowblower that I've got for mine, I think is going to be about 2 foot too narrow now. I've been working part-time for an arborist. He really likes my help. I even bring my own stuff. Well, there you go, Todd. Thank you, Lord. What a blessing. That gets you involved a little bit, buddy. That's good. Be careful. This bag, I have got to get this stuff out of here. I cannot wait to get this building done over here. That way I can get all this crap out of my truck. I've got to keep crap in here. I've got to keep crap in the dump truck just to frickin' have dry storage for the stuff that I use every day. But that's awesome, Todd. I'm glad to hear that, buddy. Not the same one. There's one near me in New Hampshire. Live free or die, right, bud? I think you guys have lost some of that now, though, eh? RSD. You and Walt from Fleet Command would get along. He's up there with you? I'll have to look him up. Fleet Command, that's his channel name? I'll have to check him out, Bob. And we got 26 people in here. What is going on? We got 4 likes, 26 people. Well, that's not adding up. We still have a ton of free. Well, good for you, buddy. Good for you. 34 people. 4 likes. What is... The ones I care about the most are still free. Well, I mean, that's all depends on how you live it, right? You know, there's not really much I can do about the taxes here. But I feel about as free as anybody else does, realistically, with where I live. I mean, we had thousands of dollars worth of fireworks we just lit off last Saturday night. And you can't buy them in New York State. So we don't care so much about the garbage that is being spewed down south of us. We're country boys up here, so that's kind of the way it is. And the law is the same way. They might be told to do one thing or the other, but we're all pretty much on the same page up here. I honestly don't mention. I don't either, buddy. I don't either. But traveling around, videoing. I mean, I've had people stop here before that I've had to escort out. I just kind of put the fact that, hey, I'm here to talk to you here. If we set up an event to meet at or something like that, that's cool. If you come to where I live or my woodyard, you're not welcome. It doesn't matter who you are. And that's kind of the way I do it. And, you know, if people don't respect that, you know, oh well. You know, I've had a lot of things happen, especially when I used to be plowing for the state. I mean, on the other channel that I had people trying to get me fired for putting freaking content up and blah blah blah, and we know exactly where you are. Well, that's true. I'm showing you all the roads. I'm showing you all the signs. You know, I can't go say I'm in Arizona. So, you know, the more I record and the more I get open to it, the more that I realize that it's not really in my control as far as editing wise. I can take out every single road sign. I can take out every single license plate, but it just makes you crazy. And the one time you screw up, or the one time I'm live streaming and I walk by my truck, there's really, you know, it's a heck of a burden to try to live with that. So, how do I like your vid while it's going? There's no option for my phone. Oh, I don't know. I was watching a video last night, and it was recorded like this, and I didn't realize how to make it freaking wide. So I hit the wide button down at the bottom, and it went to the side. And then I flipped my phone up, and it went. I understand. I don't understand technology well, so. Never mind, I found it. There you go. It'd be hard to really find me. I'm out in the boonies. Well, that's what I mean. I'm out in the boonies too, but if I'm recording myself driving the dump truck, if I'm recording in front of me, people find a road and they connect the dots, you know? It's not hard. Like I said, especially last stream when I was telling everybody that I was making a delivery up where Dannemora prison was. You know, everybody and their brother heard about the big escape from Dannemora with David Sweat and all them others. You know, that was right in my backyard. You know, so it was a quick slip of the tongue when I was talking about a delivery. And, you know, you forget that you're not at a bar talking to the boys when you're on here, especially when you get heart to heart with people. And you know, I don't play chest in my head when I'm talking. I kind of have the old diarrhea mouth, so I kind of just, yeah. Bimini Ridge, we've got only four-way stop signs. LOL, yeah. I have actually found people. I have actually found people near me that. Well, absolutely. You know, I found a lot of loggers and whatnot live next to me. I actually found one of my neighbors up here. He's got a freaking channel, and I found that out by a guy that I was delivering to. He was asking me about the GoPro on the dash of the truck. He says, "Oh, you do YouTube?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "What is this area full of people that do YouTube?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm the only one I know about." He's like, "Well, your neighbor up the road has a channel too." So I looked him up, and yeah. And I found one. I found out one of the people who watches me is my best friend. Well, that was cool too. We had that 4th of July party, and my neighbor's stepdad came over, and he says, "Hey," he says, "I found your channel." He says, "I love it." He says, I binge out to that all the time." He says, "You do exactly what I want to watch." I was like, "Well, thank you." I said, "That was the first, not the first, but it was heartwarming." You know, he's like, "Oh," he says, "I love watching the process, and I love watching what you're doing with the wood and this, that." And I said, "Dude, this is exactly what I need to hear." It was a buff. It was a boost in my confidence, you know, to know that a video, if it gets 60 views or 30 views and it doesn't do anything for months, that he enjoyed it. But that's like I kind of said, after I did the dump the white pine load, that video blew up. It got like 600 views in a day, and I was like, "Whoa, what is going on?" So then I start playing with it, and then I got into this vidIQ, like I was telling you, and that's where I'm hoping that the channel doesn't change so much, because I'm using their platform to get me titles, and that's one thing that I told you, Todd, when you're talking about my descriptions, the titles, the tags, everything is coming from vidIQ. I'm giving them a month. I'm using their free product right now, which optimizes my videos. So they'll take my video with the little title that I have, they'll make the title work for YouTube, and then they'll take that title and they'll make a description for it. And I've read some of the descriptions and they don't make any sense, but it doesn't bother me, and I hope it doesn't mislead people, because I don't watch people's videos and look at their description unless they're trying to get you a product. Like when I watch Tractor Time with Tim, and for instance, he's got a grapple for pallet forks or something like that. I'll go down to the description, find it, click it, look at how much it costs, see if I want to make that purchase or not. My descriptions don't have that unless I have a product that I'm looking, or that I'm showing. They're usually just a mumbled mess, or there's nothing in it. So right now I'm trying. I really don't like the clickbait, but I'm not making it. I'm seeing what this platform can do, as far as, should I put $200 into this software that will take my channel and do all the deep digging into it and see where I'm messing up as far as getting my content out there. I'm not big on the titles though. Amazing this and unbelievable that and whatever, but I am trying it, and it seems like it's doing all right. And that's pretty much it. So it helps huge. I mean, a lot of channels say that you're supposed to come up with your thumbnail and your title before you start a video. I get to the woods and I film. I don't have a clue how the day's gonna go. I don't script anything, so I mean that's pretty clear as day in my videos, you know. So I will say, if they try and figure it out this winter when I'm on my new sled, good luck. We cut our own unmarked trails and rip them. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, man. Like I've been doing this for 8-10 years now. You know, the things that I said I would never do in the past, I have done over and over and over again now. So you don't know what's going to happen to you in the next 8-10 years as far as your channel goes. You know, I never expected my channel to be doing exactly what I was dreaming of doing until I did it. You know, I thought I was going to be, you know, hanging from the treetops and cutting trees and this, which I love doing, but I don't have the people, I don't have the equipment, and it's a very expensive industry to get involved in. I mean, I had the jobs, but I was doing it bucking style. You know, I was using when I started climbing, I was using a lineman belt and tiny gaffs. You know, it was dangerous. Then I bought my geckos and my saddle and everything, and the ropes, and you know, before you know it, you got $8,000-$10,000 in it, and you still don't have a chipper, you still don't have a truck, you still don't have this. You just, with firewood, if you want to do it, you can do it with an axe. You could start it with an axe, and if you were to say do 3 full cord, 4 full cord, you could take that axe and turn that into a splitter with the amount of money you just made, and then you can just keep doing it. You know, with a splitter, you say you get 10 full cords. You know, at least where I am, that'd be $3,000. You know, it just flips and flops. You know, I spent $12,000 to $15,000 on this processor, and it has already doubled my money. You know, that's all I'm saying. Where with the climbing, tree work, that type of thing, you know, I've had jobs where I've made $5,000 to $10,000 in a weekend doing that. But it was few and far between, and then the next job needed a chipper, or it needed the material removed, or you know, they needed it stump grind, which is no big deal. You can rent one, but I'm just saying there was a lot more to it, especially on the insurance side too. SGSS, that's hilarious. RSD, if when I manage to get on the channel, I'll show you my truck as well. I'm sure you like it. I'm sure I will, buddy. I can't figure out shorts. The videos I think won't get any views get 10,000. And the ones I put time into, yep. Yeah, no, I did it. I did it for a little while. The gaffs is one thing. Gaffing out on lineman spikes is, you got to remember, I only had a belt around me. I didn't have nothing between my legs. I didn't have any thigh. I had a belt that was wrapped around my waist with 2 little eyelets on each side. I could have slipped right through that sucker. You know, that was the scary part. That was what I bought first, was a harness. I'm not climbing, just a ground guy. That also does some big stuff on the ground. 372 X torque with my and 30-inch bar. Yes, sir. My 372 keeps up good with this. Really? Wow. Yeah, that's... I believe it. Like I said, the 372s I run and the 500Is, they're not... They're different. The 500i is smoother cutting. 372 is just angry. After I did the little bit of playing with the stuff. Yep, I climb like that, but with tree gas. Yeah. Speaking of 372s, my buddy Dad has. I was trying to get a Walkerized. I want to get a hold of them again. They were talking about when Husqvarna stopped using the OE jugs, and they were only doing the X-Torque jugs. Walkers. What was it, last year? I was going to buy one because they were doing $400 for a Walkerized jug piston with a proper squash and whatnot. I think it was $400 out the door for their top end kit. And I was going to do it, but they said I was going to have to wait 8 to 10 months because Husqvarna got rid of their OE jugs, discontinued them or whatever. So Walker's was trying Highway out, and like I said, after my issue with Highway, I'm done with them as well. I'm gonna start using Meteor, I think. Meteor with caber rings. Maybe I'll try. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be too light, but maybe a Wiseco piston. I'd like to have a Wiseco build. He keeps his rakers 40 instead of 25. Yeah, I like it in the softwood. It's hard. I don't get after my rakers as much as I used to because I cut so much of each species now. I haven't been strictly hardwood or softwood, so I've been... What have I been using? Honestly, I'd have to look at my raker gauge setup. I still use the West Coast file plate. I've just been using it for so long, I don't even know what it is anymore. It might be 25 thou. You climb like that with tree gas. With a belt? My 390, I run 30 thou rakers. We're doing white oak and red oak, not much pine. West Coast, yeah. I like his plates too. Yeah, I actually cut. Well, I just told you I just had freaking white and red oak on the back of the tractor. Them are the first white oak and red oaks that I ever cut. Ever. Unless it was for a tree job, at least for firewood's sake. And the red oak, kind of embarrassed to say it, I thought it was maple when I cut it. I didn't ever see red oak here. Not in log form, in big sprawled out trees and whatnot. Yes, I've seen them, but as far as good log trees, I thought they were freaking maple. I don't even remember when I limbed them up. I got them on the deck the other day, and I was splitting it. I was like, man, what is that smell? And I look, and I'm like, man, that looks like cherry. And I look at the grain, I was like, that's freaking red oak. But I mean, these were freaking 14, 16 inch, you know, beautiful straight logs. I was like, man, oh man, Grandpa would kill me. But yeah, I'm embarrassed to say it, but yeah, first red oak I actually got pictures of it on here, because my grandfather said he's never cut red oak from around here. He didn't think we had the area for it. I might have a 4-foot white oak tree. I'm taking. Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. I've cut oaks like that, where they're like yard trees. You know, they're not. They're crotchy. They're this, that, and the other thing, and they're big, huge base. These things were spindles. I mean, kind of like, if you take a look. Oh, where are you here? That popple tree right there. You know, I got freaking, had to be four 12-footers, and they were just gorgeous. And I'm like, I was so happy that the customer that was buying the wood from me, the firewood, said that it was going to be in his garage, and that the 3 full cord that I brought him would last him probably 10 years. You know, because I was like, oh, I don't want to be selling red oak as green. It's not gonna be ready for this winter. But he wasn't worried about that at all. So that freaking, it made me sick when I was splitting the stuff. I was like, man, I have not cut any oak. You know, that stuff generally takes 2 years, and here I am thinking 6-month ready stuff. No kidding. Wow. Yeah, you got money there, Bubba. Dead straight. What is the, let me see if I can't get it. We cut a ton of red and white oak like that. I don't know if I can I do this? I don't know. I was going to give you prices, at least what we're buying it for. These guys come down from Canada and grab it. It's stupid right now. The oaks are. We cut a ton of red and white, but I've never scaled out any oak because I haven't cut any. That's been nice. We cut a ton of red and white oak like that for yeah. It's not common here. Knotty wood is a chore though. Bonfire mature quite often. Yep. Yep. No, this processor doesn't discriminate on that stuff. It makes nice wood out of knotty, crappy wood. I am so happy with that. That 6-way wedge. I've had 2 complaints on sizes. One complaint, the first person I delivered to said the wood was too small. And then the last place said the wood was too big. So what I did was, instead of doing the resplits on the bigger chunks, the all-night burning stuff, I let them go. After that first guy, he said, you know, this is pretty wood, but he says, I don't have any big chunks for overnight. So I split up some more with a 4-way, and I brought him a truckload, about a face cord of chunks. He said, oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that'll last me all winter. It's like, it probably won't be ready for this winter, but whatever. But he just wanted wet wood for overnights, which I don't really advise. But yeah, that last place, he was saying, oh, I'm going to have to crack some of these once, twice. Even so, I'm under the impression that you just ain't going to make people happy. Knotty red oak here will stop any splitters. See, that's our elm here. Our elm is so freaking knotty, and not even knotty, it's just stringy. I haven't had the splitter stop too much I have had a couple pieces that get in there sideways, cattywampus, and it just kind of tries to, but it just stalls it out, and then I put another piece on it, and I kind of feed it a little bit, and it goes through it. But yeah, that red oak split like butter. Man, oh man, I thought it was cherry. It cut and split like butter. I try to sell cords at $3.50 and get laughed at. Woo. Well, Todd, that is hard. I don't know. I played that game for a little while. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you as far as that goes because, like I said, my greenwood at the beginning of this year was $100. $100 a face. So that would be $300 a cord, right? I had a couple buyers. They bought it. Then I was told I was way too high. So I dropped it. I dropped it to $80. $80 a face. It's been selling like stupid. People are telling me you're $5 shy. You should be at 85. Well, I kept it at 80. My season wood prices now are $100 a face, but I think that is going to be rising to $120 for the fully seasoned with a delivery. I think what I'm going to do is $360 a cord this winter, and then if you want to come pick it up, it's going to be $100. So it'll be $300 for you to pick it up, $160 for me. Strictly because $20 is not worth me going over, backing up the dump truck underneath that conveyor, and throwing in by hand all that wood. That's where I'm at, you know. It's $20 less for me to take my tractor into that bin, scoop it off the concrete, dump it into my dump truck. I deliver it, it's $240, and I never touch the wood. I go over and I touch every single piece of that wood. I get an extra $60. It's not adding up for me. So that's kind of where I'm at. So like I said, this winter, I think starting probably around November, maybe October, that's what I'm going to do. If you want to come and get a face cord of wood, it's $100. You take it. You get it. It's out of here. If you want me to deliver it, it's going to be $120, $125. And I think that's the way I'm going to run it. Because everybody's telling me, raise my prices. Raise your prices. You're giving it away. And I want to. But the problem is, I'm not making it on the trucking. I'm doing free delivery up to 10 miles. The truck's been great. But it's not going to be great forever, right? So I should find out what wood is here. We only buy grapple loads of wet logs. I just gave my pastor a face cord. Hand split red oak. If I truly don't like him, I'd not have done it. There he is. I think we're freaking going for the gusto today. 90 minutes, an hour and a half of this. It's nice. We got chatter though. That's cool. These live streams have been really kicking butt. I don't know what it is about it. We still ain't figured out the thumbs up button if you guys are still here. But now the live stream's been kicking. I don't know why. I don't have a clue. I'm glad. It's nice to have a a back and forth though. 14 cords of logs was like $250 delivered from a guy we know. Buy as much as you possibly can, man. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That is ridiculous, dude. 14 cords. Here it would be $700. It is literally $50 a cord. A cord. I make 100. They make 50. That's why I'm logging for myself. That is ridiculous, man. Wowee. I wish. If I could find a logger that got me, like, my old boss is at $50. He is the cheapest around for me, and he's still too expensive. If I make $100 off a face cord, wow, that is freaking awesome. I wish. Yeah, so for him to drop off a load, it's $1,800. $1,800. For me to get rid of that wood, it's worth $4,000. So he's basically making $50 off of my $100 cord. Now, when I brought it down to $80, he would be making $50 off of delivering the wood. I would be making $30. So if he was to drop me off 18 cords here, I would be making $30 a cord where he's making $50 a cord off of me. So that's why I don't do it. And he is the cheapest. The cheapest. I cut it all into firewood lengths, 3 days. Absolutely, absolutely, man. A lot of work, but no, you can do it. You can do it. I could do, I don't know how much I can do. I dream of a day where I can come here. I've got all the wood lined up, and I could keep that machine fed. I would not be able to do it. I would not. It would produce so much wood that I'd have to stop after 3 hours. I'd say that whole bunker would be full, and I would have to be out here dumping into it. What I really need is me to be processing, and as I'm processing, somebody be taking the wood from me, putting it in a bunker, or putting it in a wood silo, or whatever you want to call these. But then I'm half tempted to get out of these silos too, because the handwork is stupid. You know, that really cuts down on your production of your day. I can get out, I don't know, I can get out a lot of wood. Green wood with a tractor and dump truck in a day. I think it took, well, it all depends on where the delivery is too. But when I have to bring the dump truck in, back it under the conveyor, move the dump truck 6-8 times so the conveyor is dumping in different spots to not overflow the edge, that's all time, you know what I mean? And I've only done that, I've done that 4 times now. Four full cord came out of that first bin so far. And I mean, the work really, it doesn't bother me at all. It's just, it's a time deal. You know, if you're not being productive in this line of business, and that doesn't seem like it's all that productive to me for the amount of people that want it. But we'll see, as this fall comes around, people are going to need wood. So we'll see. The work doesn't scare me at all. It's just, I want to be able to help out as many people as I can, and that seems to be my my biggest issue at the moment. Without coming in here and pouring a whole bunch of cement slabs, you know. Like I said, the throwing the wood, I enjoy it. It just kills me on the downtime. You know, I don't know. I don't really know how else to say it. Um, but it is a lot cleaner when you do it by hand. But you figure the amount of time and fuel that I've got in them bins, and then loading them bins with that tractor, is $20 going to really cover all this? So it's hard. It is very hard to figure out. But I'm looking at getting a big bucket, a big snow bucket for the tractor, like out in the wood yard, and a lot of these other guys have for the tractors, and get these standard little buckets off, and get a big old scooper on it to move a lot more wood faster. So we'll see what happens. Maybe that'll be the ticket to put the bucket down, shovel in as much wood as I can, dump it into the truck, and do that a couple times versus taking it piece by piece and throwing it on the conveyor. But we don't know. We will see. Oh, I'm missing people. I'm sorry. I cut it all into Firewood 3D. Okay. Just having fun with RSD. You? Okay. Side chatter. It was for my grandparents. Oh, the wood. Okay. Chainsaw work isn't work. It's play. That's what hurts me the most right now, Todd. Because chainsaw work is what's killing me. I love it. I love chainsaw work. I love cutting trees. I talked to my grandfather about it, and he said, "Zach, slow down." You know, and I've really got to think about that. Where are my priorities? You know, I specifically wanted to do this line of work so I could be out in the woods and cutting trees. Because that's what I love doing. Now, I love running tractor too. I do love running tractor. I love running I love it all. I love running the dump truck, the tractor, the processor, the making the bins. I love it all, but I really enjoy cutting trees. And now this week I'm like, man, I gotta cut trees. I should be, yes. Now I gotta but that's the beginning of the work, you know. I've got to then take them trees down to the landing, buck them up, stage them, bring the dump truck up, get them loaded, dump them down here to move them, and then I start the money machine back up and start chopping it all up and getting it into a marketable form, you know. So I need to take a couple steps back and reevaluate. But the biggest thing that I am worried about is not having enough wood for this fall. And we are already in the middle of July. At the beginning, or at the end of June, beginning of July, I was literally it was it was the end of June that I got the tractor. And I just scraped up all this material over here for the pallets. That way I could start another bin, because I was like, hey, if I can get some wood in these bins in July, that'll give it 6 months before this winter. Plenty of time to season. And I'm already halfway through July and I ain't got the first pallet laid. And I'm making the firewood and selling it. I'm not even able to hold on to it. So it's just the walls are closing in on me a little bit. So besides chain filing, gives me a chance to cool off and to get hydrated and to eat food. Ground Pounder, what's up, Bubba? How you doing? I think we're going for a record today, Buck. I don't think I've been in here this long. I already watched my needle go from 3/4 of a tank to half. But it's cool. I had a little black bear freaking come visit me when we first got out of the truck, but I can't find the stupid thing. Oh, that's 100%, Todd. 100%. I'm just thinking, you know, I've got a lot of I got a lot of neighbors that aren't well off, and I told them I will have dry wood, and I want to make sure that I have dry wood. That's my biggest thing. The people that are around me will have dry wood. I think that's my biggest thing. Like my uncle says, don't worry, your wood will all sell. Keep making it. Just keep making it. And I told him, I said, I don't want all my wood to sell. I do, but I don't. I want to make sure that I've got enough. Not from a monetary standpoint, for the people around me standpoint, you know. People run into hard times. I know I did last winter. I am so thankful that it was a mild winter and that we only we didn't burn half of what we normally would burn. You know, when I bought that, I'll give you a frickin' for instance. When I bought that old conveyor right there, I had to wait. Was my neighbor, my buddy. I had to wait a month to pay him. It was $250 for that conveyor. I had to wait a month for chainsaws and mufflers and everything else to sell before I could pay that man for that conveyor. You know, and that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm looking out for. I've got a lot of people that just have a hard time, and that's where I want to be a gift to them if we do have a rough winter, and still have some wood for them. That's what I'm mainly concerned about, and that's what I want to offer. And that's where I've made my choice that with the YouTube channel, I want to keep growing. I want to get it to a point where the YouTube can take care of this. The YouTube can take care of me, the family, the day-to-day. That would be a dream, and that what I'm doing here can be a blessing upon the rest of the people. That's more or less where my thing goes, and that's pretty much what my tree work has turned into as well. This week I've got a tree job for a neighbor who's given me the access to the wood yard. She's got a couple, I think 3 or 4 spruce trees that are right over the top of her house, and power lines and this, that, and the other. I said, you know what? She said, when we got done looking at everything, she said, give me an estimate. We'll see what we can do. And I told her, I said, I want to do it for you. I said, you're a neighbor. You know, you bought my aunt and uncle's house. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do with all this. So if watching a couple commercials or something like that, for people to be here and to experience, that's more or less what I'm more interested in doing. Especially after watching what happened last night. We're in a pickle here as a country. The government's not here to help us in any way, shape, or form. So somebody that has a heat source, you know, generator. I have generators. I go out and hand them out and help people out when we lose power. This is what I want to do for people. Take care of your locals. It's cheap advertising. Very true. Very true. I've been stacking up piles all season thus far. I bet I have at least 60 cords here. Wow. Good stuff. I didn't have too bad of a winter, but generated a whopping 300. All right, buddy. Like I was saying, that in the beginning of this video, I am planning on getting a grapple. I plan on getting a whole bunch of stuff for the tractor, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want to spend another $1. I really don't. I know my fuel bill last month was over $1,000, which I know it doesn't really sound, but when you think about what I have, I've got a dump truck, I've got a tractor, and I've got this pickup. That's a lot of money in fuel, right? Versus a fleet of equipment like you have, GP. I understand that. But for my first year, you know, like I said, November was the bad month last year, where from November till February, I might have been under $1,000 made earned. Yeah, that's November, December, January, February. Yeah, it was rough. It was very rough. I tried to not let it show in the videos, but yeah. So what I'm trying to do right now is if I can get to $10,000 in the business account to make sure that the dump truck insurance is paid for, the tractor payments are paid for. I got a fuel tank in the back that I just picked up off Marketplace. You guys can see all that crap my kids have got back here. But that yellow and black, actually, I don't even know if I showed you guys, that the people that have been here at least. Oh, kind of cool. This is oh, well, that's awful zoomed, eh? Goodness. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. So it's a 55-gallon tank. Runs off 12-volt power. So I got a little battery in here, and I've been buying up this John Deere low disc. I think I've got 3 or 4 of these so far. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got everything, all my ducks in a row for this winter. So if I can get $10,000 within the next couple months in the business account, that will keep all winter. If I don't sell another stick, if I don't get another job, if I don't get anything, I could still be in here every day making wood and doing this type of deal. So this is going to help. My tractor takes 8 gallons, and in that 8 gallons I can run that thing about a week and a half. It is so much more fuel efficient than my 3038E, and that thing was fuel efficient, but it only had a 5-gallon tank on it, right? Let me shut this off. Speaking of fuel efficiency, right? This thing, oh, why is this so zoomed? Oh, that's better. This thing is pretty decent on fuel too. I'm actually quite surprised on, but I don't know if you guys see the battle. I've still got I want to dress up the rest of this all through here with this kind of old warbird look, and then figure out the rest of this. But I just haven't had the time. I had a weekend and I bought stainless rivets, and I used all my rivets up. But that's kind of my plan. Let me see, now that we're out in the buggy area here. Oh man, am I that far behind? I'm not too bad. All April. Okay, GP. I'm only generating cash. Oh god, it's freaking flies. Because the arborist, but it's been hot for me lately. Almost passed out. Yeah, it's been freaking horrible, man. It's been horrible. These deer flies are gonna see the old wrath here shortly. Might freaking get a solar panel just to put up a bug zapper. Oh, right in the temple he got me. Where were we going? What were we doing? That's a good point. Keep that mindset up. I bought a Bobcat MT100 last week and a 56 log grapple for it. Ooh. Let me know how you like it, Buck. I don't know if I'm sold on log grapples or not, specifically for the logs, but for limbs and stuff like that, that's really what I want it for. Like all this trash here, all this trash, I want to go in there and just take it where the forks. You know, I got trash in here, I got trash in there, I got piles everywhere, and that's what drives me nuts. But like I was saying, I think, Todd, you just came in here, but I got this all pretty much cleaned out. I'm going to bring the bucket in with a square shovel, get all this cleaned up around the edges here. And then I'm going to probably do like a lean-to roof kind of deal like this over the top and wall this off here. Put a little door in. That way I can keep my fuel, keep the tools, keep my oils. I mean, because the bucket of that high guard crap is 156 bucks. So keeping that out of sight is my biggest deal right now. I don't know why I just zoomed into my face here. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Well, good for you, man. Them Bobcats, little stand-ons, are freaking sweet. I told him I'll call him when the weather gets better for me. My body can't handle the heat. MS and Crohn's, yeah. You will get there with the YouTube and the wood thing, I'm sure. Yeah, well, that's, like I said, I've been there with YouTube. I've been there. Like I said, with the Rubber Side Down channel, the channel that I had for 7-8 years previous, I had $10,000 years on that, and it wasn't anything. You have a video go, I mean, I had that shorts video get over 1 million views for a little pine tree, but I had a video on logging on farming sim, a video game, back when I was crippled up, and that video got up in the 700,000 view range, or maybe it's 1 million views by now. But that video alone brought in 80% of what I grossed that year. So I mean, once you work for yourself, it's amazing how much you actually don't need to make. It is amazing. Like driving to a 9 to 5 every week, bringing food, getting groceries for the week. It's amazing how much we actually spend and we don't realize it. I mean, just nicotine alone every day, go out and get it. Working for myself, I might buy a can every 2 days, 3 days, something like that, where before it was like 2 cans a day. Let me see. Only thing that gets me through winter is payments ahead of time, and then yeah, absolutely. RSD, you are going to run at a phone battery, or you are charging for you. That's why I was running it, buddy. I'm at 89% right now. It was at 2% when I started this, so yeah, I was charging it. Yeah, I was charging it while I was while we were chatting there. Like now I have my house payment made until April. Good for you, buddy. Aluminum rivets work fine for stainless. Yeah, that's what it was. Stainless steel ducting and aluminum rivets. That's what it was. I'm sorry, Todd. It's basically a bunch of... It's basically a branch manager. If you've seen them, yeah. Absolutely, I've seen them. Yeah, they're freaking awesome. Actually, Outdoors the Morgan just bought a Vermeer. I used to use one at the rental agency for everything. We use them to load up customers with rental equipment. They're awesome. Them ride-ons. Carbon steel. You'll get a strange rust because of yes, absolutely. I have 14 hours on it right now. Yeah, I'm at, I don't even remember, 40 or 50 hours on my tractor, I think. And it's crazy because I really haven't been able to use it much. It's just been so much rain. I mean, you can see it just with the pools we've got in the yard here. I mean, that was from yesterday. You can see the tracks, and it's just all washed out. It's been crazy. You had a channel? Yeah, I've got a couple channels. My gaming channel, my logging. It used to be a logging channel. Then it turned, well, it started out a motor vlog. I started YouTube to do motor vlogs because I watched Jake the Garden Snake back in the day. And then it went to a gaming channel after my motorcycle accident. And from there, I went into a lot of the New York State DOT stuff that you guys see. That was on that channel with me doing the bucket truck work, the excavator work, the loader work, the plowing, blah, 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 blah. So I put most of that over here. But yeah, I think now it's called RSD Gaming because I had intentions on changing this channel from RSD Outdoors to be the RSD or Rubber Side Down channel. And change that one over to RSD Gaming, but I don't mind the RSD Outdoors, I guess. It kind of fits. Tell me about that crippled up thing. Yeah, I got in a motorcycle accident. I had a R1, Yamaha R1, and a Dodge pulled out in front of me, towing a bass boat, and I hit him over 60 mile an hour. And I screwed up this shoulder. I pulled all the ligaments in my shoulder, my elbow, and then yeah, my leg, all ligaments in that. So I was basically bedridden for like a year and had to do physical therapy and all this other stuff. And yeah, it took me a while to learn how to wipe my own butt. Be honest with you. Yeah, it was the thing, man. It changed who I am. To think that I would be doing what I'm doing now after I couldn't function for that long. Vermeer wanted 50,000 for absolutely. That's what Morgan's was just talking about. How the Chinese ride-on skid steers are 10 times cheaper than what he paid for that Vermeer. I got mine brand new for 35,000. Yep. Yeah, he was gonna go with the Bobcat. I forgot what it was that he didn't like about him. Maybe it was lifting. Maybe it was lifting height. I don't remember what it was. There's something big between Kubota, Bobcat, and Vermeer, and Vermeer apparently has the space right now apparently. Jake. So it's Jake. Jake. Who's Jake? Oh, Jake the Garden Snake? No, that's a creator out of Texas or something like that. That's who I was watching when I was young. And got me into doing the motor vlog and stuff on the motorcycles and enduro bikes and everything else. Bro, I went 170 mile an hour on another one. Yeah, that one would, it was weird. It had a governor. The governor would kick in and it would bounce so freaking hard. It was scary. It was almost like a tank slap, if you ever heard of that. But I remember I did it a lot of times. 186 miles an hour, and that thing would just it would feel like it's blowing up underneath your junk. It would slap that rev limiter so hard at 186 miles an hour. And I did some reading online. I actually Googled it, and they say that the bikes from Japan actually are governed at 186. If you Google it, check it out. But they're actually governed at 186 miles an hour, or they were. This was what was that thing? An 2003 Yamaha R1. I still have pictures of it. I had that thing freaking styling until she smacked the truck. How's everyone doing? There's Velcro. How you doing, Bubba? Then I promptly returned it to my buddy's driveway. Yeah, that's what my dad said, because my dad actually went out and he recovered the bike. It was totaled. Had a bent fork on it, but Dad took it took it and rode it home. And he said that he doesn't know how I lasted as many years as I did because I'm so much like him. And he said, I don't know why I went over 100 miles an hour on that thing, riding it home when it was, he says, hitting 100 that fast, he said, that was so stupid after the bike was just in an accident. So, yeah, I've never been the smartest on like stuff like that. So, but I rode that for 4 or 5 years before I lost it. Todd Adams, 105 in my Tacoma was fast enough for me. I've got my speed bug satisfied. Yeah, I'm always chasing that. Always chasing it. There's nothing like that. That was one of the bigger things that I enjoyed with the fire service. Putting the blue lights on and frickin' stepping on it. Of course, I'm 15, 20 minutes away from the firehouse, but I still made a truck, generally. Bobcat is powered by Kubota. Yeah, them Kubota's engines are awesome. Kubota, 25 Kubota. So that is no EGR because it's under 28 horse, eh? That is nice. You don't have to worry about any of that government crap on it. LOL, I'm at 120 plummeting to earth. That's true, GP. You do have that that side of you as well, buddy. Hard to explain that to anybody that doesn't quite understand it, eh? Of course, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, I don't know that I would be looking for speed at that. I don't know. Maybe. That's kind of that's a gray area for me. I usually like, you know, horsepower between my legs in some sort of fashion, and just giving it, not the wind blowing between my legs like that. I don't know. Those R1s are ridiculous. I have 2 Harleys. They are fast enough. I have been on a souped up Harley a couple times, and the one I didn't even get to enjoy because it was so loud. It actually hurt my ears, and I run pretty much straight pipe chainsaws. You know, that Harley physically hurt me. My ears. I don't know, something deep with that. I ain't gonna plug you guys back in. This is getting ridiculous on the time here. Thermal velocity, well, skydiving, that'd be a rush. But my MS won't allow me because my yeah. Really, skydiving beats it. No kidding. Yeah, Mama would kill me right now, buddy. Mama would kill me. I don't think I could drop that on her right now. I did spill the beans last weekend. I don't know if you guys were here, but I do have another little one on the way, so just found that. Well, it's been a while. I kept that from you guys for quite a while now, but yeah, she's due end of December, early January. So yeah, she won't let me do the skydiving, at least till this one's out, you know. What, Mama don't know order? Well, yeah, I don't want to hurt my little thing in there either. Let her pop this one out, and then we'll talk about it, buddy. 22 people on average die every. Wow. I ain't worried about the cows. Let me see this. Let me see this little one first. Ironically, the same number as skydivers. I'd like to see them statistics. Don't you go sending them to me either, you son of a gun. You make it up in freaking Google Docs or something. It's true, bro. Yep. Well, good stuff. I'll freaking excuse me? Yeah. No, you're gone. You're gone. Height user on this channel. See you later. After last night, there is zero tolerance for anything to do with that. I don't care no more. I don't care no more. I have zero. Somebody comes in, says something retarded like that. I've gotten rid of, I can't tell you the amount of people off my channel. I went through my comment section after last night's events and seen some stupid things that people had said in the past. Banned. Do not want them on my channel. Period. I don't need that. I watched Outdoors with the Morgans live stream yesterday, or last night before bed. And I think exactly what that man is doing and going to do for his channel is exactly the way I'm running this. I am so done with the stupid crap. Politics. You know, if you don't agree with me, zero. Get out. I don't care. I'm not playing the game no more. We have, see, I've always had that filter. Well, just, okay. Push it to the side. You want to come in here and just be stupid with a Biden 2024? Goodbye. I don't want any part of you. I don't want it. You know, that was what ticked me off the most. And that's how I started this video out is, you know, praying for Trump. Yes, I'm praying for Trump. Hopefully he recovers, you know. Ridiculous deal that happened last night. But what about the families? A man lost his life in the crossfire. A couple other people are wounded. But all we're hearing about is Trump. Todd, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all, buddy. I'm Trump 2024 regardless. But you come in here with a Biden 2024 while we're talking freaking firewood, talking equipment. Get out. Get out. We were having a good chat. No, we're all on the same page as far as I'm concerned, and it doesn't matter. But you come into a freaking chat like that, come on. Nonetheless, guys, hate to end it like this, but 2 hours is about all I've got. I've got your back, homie. Somebody said something stupid, they're gone. Amen, buddy. Amen. I don't care. I want the channel to grow. But I'm not selling it. I'm not advertising it like that. Nope. Red-blooded Americans and other countries. I don't mean that like that. I'm just saying in general. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we have plenty. We've had tens of streams now with Germans, everybody else, and there isn't none of that garbage. You know, you get one guy in here called Bubba, come in here and say something stupid like that. Come on. Either way, guys, God bless y'all. We love you, and we will see you next time.